Trucks. They're cool, they got big tires, they're off-road capable, and everybody wants one. But could pickup trucks be a terrible idea for you? When I first bought a truck, I thought it was just a car with more space in the back to haul stuff around. In today's video, I'm gonna go over the 5 things I wish someone would have told me about owning a pickup truck, and hopefully it'll help you decide if one of these open back 4x4 dirt monsters is the vehicle for you. And make sure you stick around to the end, because I'm gonna give you a truck alternative that may surprise you. The first one is the truck bed. Now this is the biggest selling point of a pickup truck, and it's great. You get a truck, you want to haul a bunch of stuff, it's perfect for that. What quickly happens though is people realize that if they want to haul stuff in the back of the truck, they have to cover it or lock it if it's valuable. Or if it rains, you have to have a system to keep it dry. Now there are tons of aftermarket products you can get that cover your bed, or you can even get crazy and get a camper shell canopy. The other issue with these solutions is that when you don't want to use them, they either have to be stored in the back of the truck, which takes up space, or they have to be removed when they can be heavy or take tools. But essentially at that point, you're just paying a bunch of money to make it into an SUV or a van. If you had an SUV of this same length, it would probably seat 7 or 8 people. Plus you might be able to remove the seats and haul stuff in it. Number 2, gas mileage. So the way the trucks are built, being higher up off the ground, usually a boxy shape, running bigger, heavier tires, their gas mileage is pretty terrible. For comparison, a normal sedan is gonna get like 25 to 40 miles per gallon. Whereas this F-150, one of the most bought trucks in America, it's getting 14. And some trucks are way worse than that. So with gas prices the way they are today, you really have to ask yourself, do I need this? Number 3, rear wheel drive. So since the 70s, most cars have front wheel drive, but trucks are made with rear wheel drive. Obviously that's when the 4x4 is disengaged. And there are some outliers like the Ford Maverick that have front wheel drive, but for the most part, these guys are rear wheel drive. The issue with rear wheel drive is that because the weight of the engine isn't sitting over the drive wheels pushing them down, they're significantly more likely to spin, especially when you have conditions like snow or rain on the roads, or you have loose dirt, gravel, or you're trying to go up a hill. They just tend to get stuck a lot. There's just not enough weight in the back. Another issue that's unique to rear wheel drive is that in a turn, you can get oversteer, which causes the rear wheels to actually break loose and you get that fishtail, which can be really fun or super dangerous. Now you may be asking, why don't you just stay in 4-wheel drive all the time then? Well, if you're doing mostly city driving, putting in a 4-wheel drive is going to be really hard on that 4-wheel drive system. It's gonna ruin your already bad gas mileage, and it's gonna tear up tires super fast. So you're kind of forced to be in 2-wheel drive in that case. Number 4 is safety. Now a lot of people think that because trucks are bigger, they're gonna be more safe in an accident. And that is often true. But it's not an apples to apples comparison, because trucks are a body on frame design versus a unibody of a car, so they handle crashes differently. In addition, there's been some recent studies that have brought into question this idea that trucks are more safer than cars in accidents. For example, the IHS found that passengers in modern pickup trucks are more likely to be injured or killed than motorists in vehicle crashes, especially on the passenger side. And this is also why your insurance premiums are higher on pickup trucks, because the insurance companies know it's more costly and more likely when pickup trucks get involved in accidents. The NHTSA recently reported that accidents involving pickups have a 23% higher fatality rate over normal cars and are 3 times more likely to roll over in a crash due to their raised height above the ground. Now, statistics don't always tell the whole story, but the idea that trucks are always the safer choice maybe isn't as clear-cut as we thought. Number 5 is maintenance. So a lot of people don't realize that not only are trucks more expensive to buy in the first place, but there's a lot more to maintain when you own a truck. One of the biggest differences is the driveline of a truck. So not only do you have 4-wheel drive gearboxes, you've got universal joints and drive lines sending the power back to the rear wheels through a rear differential. And these are all parts that have to be maintained and or replaced when they wear out. So for example, on my Tacoma, not only do I have to change the engine oil and the transmission fluid, but I also have to periodically change the fluid in the gearbox and both of the differentials. As you can imagine, these parts are not going to be cheap, so the prices do add up, but it's not something you have to deal with in a car. Now, if you have a diesel truck, your costs can be even higher because a diesel engine is very different than a gas engine. And if you are not comfortable working on a diesel engine yourself, you're paying a mechanic to do it. By the way, if you're liking this video, make sure you subscribe. Seriously, do it. On a passenger car, you could easily find a set of tires for around 500 bucks. Truck tires are bigger and tougher, so they cost more. This set of tires on this truck probably cost $1,500 installed, but I've seen performance off-road tires easily cost $2,500 or more. Another thing, in some states, registration is based on weight. So if you have a big old truck, you'll be paying more every year for that registration. And as we previously mentioned, because of the statistics, insurance companies will charge you more for your insurance on a truck. Now, if you're someone that does some serious hauling or driving off-road, or maybe you like to do those donuts in the grocery store parking lot, maybe the added cost of owning a truck is worth it for you. But if you're like most people and you drive around town, carry passengers primarily and the occasional heavy load, I have a better idea for you. That vehicle is the minivan. Now, I can see you rolling your eyes back in your head, but hear me out. It's not for everyone and it's not sexy, I'll give you that. But if you're interested in the features of a pickup truck, the minivan, it's got seats that can fold down and put 8-foot 2x4s in it, carries like friggin' 8 people, low to the ground, aerodynamic, the gas mileage is actually pretty decent. You can get them in all-wheel drive. They have a great safety rating. And the registration, insurance, and maintenance costs are all gonna be much lower than on a big truck. Let me know in the comments what you think about this fantastic idea. And if you like this video, you're gonna wanna check out this other one we made on the pros and cons of 4-cylinder versus 6-cylinder. Thanks for watching.